Turning to terror in the West Bank, it's exactly 1 week since a sniper opened fire on a group of Israeli men who had gathered near the community of Har Bracha. Take a look at this footage. Nearby, a group of men who are singing. You can then see one of the men slump to the ground. He had been shot. And that man is Adam Ezekiel, an Israeli father of four, a fitness trainer and a performance coach, originally from Canada, and he joins us now in studio. So, Adam, it's exactly 1 week since you were shot by a sniper while with a group of men in Har Bracha. The bullet is still inside your body, staggering. Take us back to exactly a week ago. What happened? What do you remember?
I signed up for this trip with some friends from Renana, and we were supposed to go to different sites. And I just remember when we went to these different locations in the West Bank, in Yehuda v'Shomron rather, feeling a bit scared because there's Arab villages all over the place, and I just felt like we're walking targets. Eventually, we went from a place called Chomesh to Har Bracha, and essentially, we were looking out on Mitspeh Yosef. We were seeing all of the city Shechem, and I remember seeing the gravesite of Yosef, and essentially I was like, okay, that's enough for me. I'm ready to go to the winery and have some lunch. So I went a little bit to the back, and next thing I know, shot right over here to my side. It was such intense pain. I had no idea what was going on the first few seconds. I thought, was I having a heart attack? Was I having a stroke? My arm is in intense pain. I fell down, and I was like, I'm hit. And people around me had no idea. It was just so fast. Are you sure? Did something else happen? Maybe your phone exploded? There's broken glass? I was like, I'm shot. And it just took a bunch of time for people to realize what was going on. It was pretty scary. Eventually, the army medics came, they checked, they took off my shirt, and they confirmed there's a bullet wound right here, went through, and they rushed me out on an ambulance with the army, and they took me straight out of there to the hospital.
And here you are exactly a week later, looking well, sounding eloquent, describing what has happened. Talk to us about your recovery. As you say, complete shock, not even realizing at the time that you had been shot. It's a week later. Talk us through this process of healing.
So there was just so many stages here. Like the first thing I was like, how am I going to pay my bills? I have a mortgage. I have bills. That was the biggest fear after being shot. I was like, who's going to do that? But thank God people from all over have been reaching out and saying, listen, we'll help you out. We'll get you back on your feet. So that was the first thing. And then when I get to the hospital, the doctor does the CT, and he says, yes, there is a bullet there for sure. I'm like, wonderful, take it out.
Okay.
And I need to exercise, I need to train people, I need to get the nation fit. Take the bullet out, please. He said, we've done some thinking, we're leaving it in. I said, there's no chance, I'm not here for jokes, please just take the bullet out. He said, no, it'll just do more damage, we'll end up cutting the muscle and maybe hitting some nerves. Just let the body push the bullet out on its own over time, or your body will learn to live with it. It's not been the funnest news, but it's a little bit of limitation here. I feel like, numbness from my elbow to my finger. If the room is really cold, this hand gets significantly colder, this arm, and it feels like there's a pen touching the inner part of my armpit, and I just want to take it out and just put it down. It's okay, one day at a time. I feel like a miracle. I'm not going to complain about it either, because I feel like the Jewish people who left Egypt that got to Israel were only two characters. That means 99.9% of the Jews who left Egypt didn't make it because they complained. The only ones that made it were Yoshua and Caleb because they saw the light, they saw the positive.
When you say seeing the positive, you're talking about physical recovery, also recovering emotionally and mentally. What are the insights and the lessons learned looking back as you walk around right now with a bullet still inside your body?
This is the story of the Jewish people. We're always shot, we're put down, we're told to convert, we're told to go away, but we just rise up and we just get stronger from it. I'm just going to learn from it. If I have to, I'll buy a bulletproof vest and go to these places if I need to. It's not going to stop. us and the Jewish people. We're just going to get stronger from it. And that's the idea, is just you see a problem, fix the problem. And that's really what needs to get done. I personally believe that the education system with the Arab community totally needs to change. Any imam, any mosque, any school that teaches hatred towards Jewish people should not be considered a mosque. Or a school. It should be considered an institution for terrorism, and it should be completely shut down, and those leaders should be put in prison. We have to have only peace in this country, and if people don't comply with that, then they're terrorists.
Certainly, it's a long way off in terms of changing education policies and teachings, but we have 30 seconds left, and I'm wondering, you and your wife have 4 children. You came here originally from Canada. When your family abroad hears your story, what do they say to you about the fact that you are staying here and so positive about the future? Briefly.
They say you're a miracle, and you give us hope, and you give us inspiration. And thank God they want to come. So this is my story. I'm going to get the nation fit. Am Yisrael Chai. And you just keep my head up. That's it. That's the only way to go. Be the light unto the nations.
Adam Ezekiel, thank you so much for being here in studio, sharing your story and your message of strength and resilience. Thank you for being
That's
here.
For you. Thank you.
Studio. Appreciate you being here to share your experience. And that is a wrap for now. I'm Benita Levine. You can follow us for more on social media. Back in a bit. Stay tuned.